Another first quarter, another contraction. Is there a curse on first quarters? Hello and welcome to this new edition of ICAR TV Week. From monthly data, we knew activity had slowed down in the first quarter. First estimates point to a rate of growth that is marginally above zero. On top of that, additional data have been released since then, and now we are expecting downward revision. In short, the rate of growth in the first quarter will probably end up negative. Is this just a blip that should be shrugged off, or the first sign of an underlying slowdown? In short, will the second quarter mark a marked rebound, as it was the case last year? Even if it's quite difficult to understand why, it appears there are some residual seasonality in US national accounts. This means that activity tends to be soft in the first quarter as compared with the other three quarters of the year. On top of that, there were two additional breaks this year, with a snowy winter in the northeast and strike in West Coast ports. As for the weather, it appears the effects could be limited indeed, because following the weakness of January and February, March didn't mark a rebound. As for the strike, the effect could have been huge indeed. Trade flows, meaning imports and exports, simply dropped between the end of last year and the beginning of this year to markedly rebound in March. Details show that this phenomenon was particularly marked with Pacific countries. And in short, those strikes in the West Coast ports have really disrupted activity in the US. However, those strikes are not the only reason behind the negative rate of growth. It appears that there is an underlying slowdown in the US economy. Since last summer, inventories have been growing faster than shipments. On top of that, the manufacturing sentiment has been deteriorating, with a particular low decrease in new export orders. In short, the fast and marked appreciation of the dollar in deteriorating the external competitiveness of the US economy also slows it down. Another hit came from cheap oil prices that led investment in mining and quarrying to be cut by a third. But recently, the appreciation of the dollar stopped and the value of the dollar stabilized, while oil prices are rebounding. This means that even if the second quarter could be disappointed, the reacceleration is very likely in the second half of this year. As for this week's events, the focus will be on Monday on the meeting of the Bank of England, and on Wednesday on the release of GDP growth over the first quarter in the Eurozone and retail sales in April in the US. That's all for this time. Have a good read and see you next week for your 2 minutes of economy.
BNP Paribas, la banque d'un monde qui change.